What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 79. We start today's episode off on the back of our win over Manchester City to put us through to our first ever Champions League final. Yet we avenged our demons of last season where our former team dumped us out in the quarter-final. I called them the best team in the save right now. I don't think that's a bad statement to make when you look at the quality at their disposal, but what an incredible two-legged victory. Won both of the ties, both at home and away as well. Quick counter-attacking football paid off in the end. Man, oh man, without a shadow of a doubt, I would say that the first leg was the best game of the save for drama. I mean, that Haaland penalty late on, then Chiesa with it was just a brilliant game, wasn't it, but I would say the best episode of the save, that one, both legs were incredible and a really, really fun one to produce. But for today's episode, guys, we totally honest here, if you clicked on this one, it's the final 3 games of the Serie A season. If you haven't been keeping up to date with all the episodes this season, basically the Serie A title is already won. There's no points record to get now because we slipped up in our last 2 Serie A games with a draw and a loss to Roma. We can't see Chiesa, well, realistically, Chiesa's not going to catch Immobile now with 36 goals, and he was going to play all 3 of our final games anyway. The only real thing of note for us in our final 3 games is, can Andre Onana equal Gigi Buffon's record of 21 clean sheets in the Serie A season? If he keeps all 3, then he'll do so. So if you just clicked on today's episode, guys, and you're just waiting for the Champions League final, feel free to skip this one. We are just going to chat in today's episode, really, and do things quite lightly, as we build up to the Champions League final, the biggest episode of the save. Obviously in my La Liga career mode, I didn't win the Champions League. With Granada, we did 4 seasons at the Estadio Nuevo Las Cameras, and we never won the Champions League. We never won it. In fact, we never even got to the final of the Champions League. In fact, I don't think we even got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. So, it was a really difficult save, that one. And this one's been, no exception. Obviously, when we joined Man City back in Season 3, obviously we weren't in the Champions League, but because we only won the league and we were dumped out, reasonably early by Man City standards in the quarter-final of both the EFL Cup and the FA Cup, I don't think we would have won it in Season 3 either. We had a fantastic team. It was our first year of the rebuild, and in the end, the only season with Man City. I don't think we would have won the Champions League that season either. Last year, obviously, we got to the quarterfinals, knocked out by Manchester City. And this season, it's been tough. It's been really, really tough to get to where we are right now. So we topped our group in the Champions League. We made reasonably light work of Spurs, 4-0 over 2 legs, yes. But Leicester, to be fair, obviously they drew the first leg with us, and that thing's been different. Probably would have won the first leg too, thankfully, turned it around in the second leg. And then, of course, against Man City, an incredibly tough couple of games, but came through with wins in both. But now Real Madrid, the Galacticos, waiting in the final. It's been really tough for me in this year's FIFA. I've got to be honest, this year, in this FIFA, I've mentioned so many times, and I'll say it again, one of the reasons why I've really, really enjoyed playing this FIFA, and why it's been one of my favourites to produce content on for years, is that the challenge is so much greater. I mean, I've only actually won, when it comes down to Champions Leagues, I've only actually won, I think, 3 or 4, which is pretty crazy when you think of how many seasons I've done, and particularly how many seasons I've had 5-star teams in the Champions League. The fact I've only won, again, I think it's 3, is actually a testament to the difficulty of this year's FIFA. Normally I can win 3 in 1 save pretty comfortably, but it's a lot more difficult for me this year. And I know I sound like a broken record when I say it, but I will say it once again. Everyone has the right to play FIFA the way they want it. If you want to play, I talk about this a lot. My brother plays FIFA, and he doesn't get much time to play it because as Milan win the Coppa Italia final here, beating Fiorentina by 2-1. God, that stings, surrendering our title to AC Milan. My brother, he obviously he works tremendously hard as a full-time profession, and he also does part-time work as well. The guy barely sits down, honestly, and he's a marathon runner as well now, so he never sits down, this boy. But when he does get the rare hour, a week to play FIFA, he likes to play career mode, and he's a Manchester United fan, so he loves doing a Manchester United career mode. And he plays semi-pro, and he literally beats the AI like 5-0, 4-0, 5-0 every game. And, it'll be very easy for me to say, bro, seriously, just up the difficulty, because you're winning every game, and it's just a bit, predictable. But that's what he likes to do. He likes to come home, he likes to thrash the AI, he likes to build his Manchester United dream team, and that's what he likes to do. You play the game however you want. I would never say to my brother, oh, that's not how you should play the game. Well, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. You play it however you want. But for me, as I've mentioned before, I think trends are changing on YouTube. Nowadays, people prefer more realistic-based career modes, hence why this is my second one of FIFA 22, after one with Southampton we did earlier this calendar year. I think realism is now a much more requested play style for content creators. That's why I'm happy to keep most of my career mode saves as realistic as I can, including this one here. But also as well, I think challenging myself has been really good. I go back a few years ago, and I remember I did this very brief Fulham career mode, only 2 seasons, but I mean we won the league I think in season 1, I think. And then in season 2, I think we definitely won the league, and we reached Champions League final. Like it was much simpler back in the day. But since the addition of Ultimate, FIFA has become a much harder game to play. There's less exploits to use against the AI. As I mentioned before, they're so clinical, the AI, as we know. They only need one chance to get a shot and get a goal. So you got to be much more clinical yourself. You got to be much better defensively. It's a much more enjoyable game for me, and so that's how I found this year's FIFA. A much harder game. But actually, I put a tweet out last week and I said the same thing. I've really enjoyed this FIFA. It has been difficult for me, but it's been one of my absolute favourites to make YouTube videos on because, first of all, the support from you guys has been superb, as it always is, consistently year after year, but also the challenge has made it such a more enjoyable save. And it's also meant on the times where I do win a league title, the times when I do reach Champions League final, it feels more rewarding. It really, really does, knowing that it's not as easy as it used to be. Case in point, this is our 5th season to save. We've had 3 seasons with 5-star teams, and this is our first time reaching the CL final. Even so, on the back of 3 straight wins and 3 straight clean sheets, there you go. Inter Milan challenged with 97 points. Hellas Verona, what a season! From Hellas Verona in 3rd, AC Milan in 4th in the end. I mentioned before, Hellas Verona, great team to do a FIFA career mode with. Chievo Verona are now a defunct team in Italy, but Hellas Verona, fantastic kits, great city Verona, and a really cool team to do a FIFA career mode with. Chiesa did indeed win the golden boot in the end, kind of slipped off a little bit towards the end, but based on the fact I was resting it for Champions League games, that kind of makes sense. But with 27 goals and 29 assists, our complete forward won both the clean sheet, both the golden boot and the assist title. And as for the golden glove, it was indeed Andre Onana with 21 in 38, which meant he equaled the record with Gigi Buffon. We did it in the end with 3 straight clean sheets in our final 3 games, so buzzing with that. But answers on a postcard, how did he not make the team in a season? Yeah, 21 clean sheets, equaling Buffon's record, and yet Strakosha beat him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hellas Verona finished in 3rd place. Great season for them, but we only had 3 representatives. Thuram, Dumfries, and this man, of course, Federico Chiesa. Talk about getting snubbed, man. How did only 3 of my players get the team of the season? That's ludicrous, man. But Andre Onana, I said it before, I say it again. What a decision to replace Unai Simon with a Cameroonian. He's been amazing. But there we go. That will end today's episode, the penultimate one of Season 5, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. And we head into the season finale in the very next episode with our first Champions League final of the save. That's right, Champions League final against Real Madrid and a chance to win the double and our first European trophy of the save as well. Here we go, Champions League final against Real Madrid coming next. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Summer Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. From like, most of you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the Champions League final versus Real Madrid, the season finale, very soon.